Hey, this is Jones Loflin. Welcome to Insights from the Jones Zone, where I give you a way to master your week in 3 minutes or less. I'm currently reading a fantastic book that has especially been helpful to me during the holidays. The title of the book is How to Decide by Annie Duke. And the book has all kinds of strategies that you can immediately implement to make better choices. Who isn't making a lot of choices during this season of what gift will I buy, what parties will I attend, how will I spend my time? I mean, so much going on. Here are those 4 key ideas. Number 1 is be very careful with a pros and cons list, because the pro might be big and the con might be small, but on paper, they look the same. So you might even write them in the size that they are if you're trying to do a pros and cons list. If it's a small pro, write it small. If it's a big con or has a lot of weight to you, write it large, so at least you can more objectively evaluate your choice. A second thing to do, and this is especially helpful in group decision making, is talk about probabilities in terms of percentages. For example, if I were to say to you, if we go to that party, it's likely that it's going to end in disaster. Okay, when I say likely, what percentage is that? You might be thinking 90% likelihood, because that's what you attach to likely. I might be saying 60%. Using numbers helps us to make sure we're on the same page, or how do we get on the same page? So if I said, if we go to that party, there's a 90% likelihood it's going to be a disaster. The other person goes, well, I don't see it that way. I'd say there's more probably a 60%. Fantastic tool to use. A third tool to use is when you ask yourself the question, if a coworker or a friend had to make this choice, how would they decide, or what choice would they make? The reason that's important is we get so subjective, and when we force ourselves to take what the author calls the outside view, then it helps us be more objective in how they would look at it, how they might choose, and then we can bring it back to us and say, okay, what does that mean for me, and what I choose or how I choose. The fourth one, and I love this one, is to ask yourself this question: how soon will I get to make this choice again? For example, you are at a holiday party, you're going through the line choosing what you're going to get, and you're just agonizing over, I don't know whether to have the sausage balls, or I don't know whether to have that. Stop and ask, how soon will I get to make this decision again? Likelihood, 30 minutes. And if that's the case, go ahead and make the choice, and you'll get to make the choice again in just a little while. It's a fantastic book. I hope you'll check it out. One other thing about choices, in the description today, I've listed another virtual session I'm going to have about making choices, and it's titled 7 Choices You Make That Can Wreck Your Holiday Season. I hope you'll sign up for that virtual session when we talk about how to make better choices during the holidays. This is Jones Loflin. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today in the Jones Zone.